Going live. Hello.
Two people.
Hi. I figured I would go live, give you a post-dental visit update. We're still in Nagasaki. Novocaine is wearing off, so it's not too bad. I'm doing okay. The tooth is out. I can, hey, hello. Novocaine is wearing down. I went to the dentist. They're on board. Nathalie and Valeria, the two as the dentist and the dental hygienist. They're lovely. Um, it's more swelling and stuff. The tooth did come out, and it was a bit painful because they had to use the surgical method. Hi. They had to use surgically because two of the roots. Okay, I say roots. Roots. Two of the roots were fused into the bone, and so they had to cut into that to get the tooth out because it wasn't coming. So I've got some stitches in my mouth now, and they said to expect some swelling for a day or two, and then it'll kind of come down. And then, so it's a little sore. I think that was just mostly because my jaw was open for so long, and they were pressing on it, trying to pull that tooth out to get it out and wiggle it, and putting a lot of pressure. So how did I pack for the trip?
Not very well.
Well, I packed way more clothes than I needed, and we actually donated some. We donated some in Ensenada, Mexico, and we donated some more in Auckland. What do I think of Newcastle? I like Newcastle. So we have acetaminophen, which is what I can take because I'm on blood thinners or Xarelto. Not really a blood thinner, it's a blood lubricanter, but I'm not supposed to take ibuprofen and things like
lubricant,
that.
not lubricant. That's not just lubricant.
Just lubricant. Morning. But I like Newcastle. We actually got out of Newcastle for a little bit and went to a little town called Morfett, which was lovely by the Hunter River. And we don't have a window. We're an inside cabin, so it's no window. The rest of the ship, if we want to see what's outside, we can go up to deck 13, which is where we spend a lot of time, or the schooner bar or safari club in the back. The tooth is out. I don't have it. They asked me if I wanted it. I'm like, no, but I do want to get a picture of it because I'm weird. So I got a picture of it. It's kind of gross, so I didn't post it because, it's a tooth. But we are, well, we're in our room, but we're in Nagasaki still. I think all aboard is 9:30, which is another half an hour, 45 minutes. And then tomorrow we're going to Kagoshima, where we've got a shore excursion to a little island, and then we're going to Japanese gardens. I think that's what we're doing, right?
Yeah, Japanese gardens in Japan.
There's something Tam really wanted to do, so we're doing those. Oh, thank you. So I'm next 2 days. I'm on soft food. Hello from Soft Australia. I can eat like scrambled eggs in the morning for breakfast. I just can't be hot or crunchy or anything solid or small. Like tonight for dinner, you're loving the Chrissy. I know, I like this color. I really do. When do we get off the ship? We got off September 10th in Miami. So I had for dinner, they have cold soup, which is kind of like just a smoothie in a bowl. So I had the cold chilled peach soup for appetizer, and I had the chilled peach soup for main, and then I had dos leche ice cream for dessert. Yeah, Bobby's got. Well, I have scrambled eggs tomorrow. Was it expensive to do the extraction? Well, They charged you. They charged me $120 initially for a dental consultation, and then $60 to get an X-ray, and then the extraction would have been $350, but because it required surgical means, it was $600. So 600, 800, close to $800 so far, and I've got to go back in a week for a follow up and take stitches out, which they'll probably charge me again.
So it'll be $1,000.
So it'll be $1,000 when all said and done. Oh, thank you. How good is the crispy bacon in the windjammer, though? Actually, I think what broke my tooth was we were in Beijing. We went to dinner right before the Great Wall, and they had like a crispy bacon thing, crispy pork.
It was a sweet and sour pork, but it was the pork skin and it was overcooked.
Yeah, it was overcooked. And I think that's what broke it. And then because I followed that up with like a bite of rice, and all of a sudden the tooth fell out, and I'm like, rice? How do you break a tooth on rice? Good morning. Hi from Melbourne. Hi. It's about what it costs in Canada, really? It's probably what it would cost. Well, I think the United States.
Well, it cost me about that.
Yeah, because Tam had to have a tooth extracted last year before. It was probably about that too. Yeah, I'm supposed to take 500 milligrams of, or
1,000 milligrams.
1,000 milligrams every 6 hours. Um, I hope I meet you again on the cruise. Is that Beverly? Bev from Madame Vision.
Where?
Bev Dev. Bevdell. Bevdell. I hope we meet you again too.
Is that Bev?
I think so. I think private in the UK might be the same. That's so cool. Well, we
love Bev. I have her on Facebook.
We do love Bev.
She's beautiful.
You're going to St. John's, Canada. I think so. We don't have anything planned yet, but I think we're going to one spot in Canada.
Yes, we are going to St. John's.
Yeah.
That's the only place in Canada we're going.
Yeah,
I thought we were going to Halifax, but we're going to St. John's.
It's after Greenland. We do, I guess, St. John's, and then we end up in New York. Oh, Bev's on Jewel now. That's cool.
Yeah, I've seen her. I follow her.
Yeah, we hope we can see you again.
Bev.
We will have to, if you're still on Jewel after we get done with the cruise, we'll have to find out where Jewel is. Hello from Iowa. Hi. So, hopefully, the tooth drama is over with. I've just got a little bit of.
Hopefully, all the drama's over with.
Hopefully, all the drama's over with.
I'm done.
Yeah, no other medical stuff. We're not.
That'd be nice.
That would be nice. Oh, thank you all for following. Hello from Canada. Pina coladas and crispy bacon. That's two different things, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, thank you all.
I don't think you need crispy bacon in your pina colada.
No. So we have a bunch of Japan stops this leg. We've got 2, and then we have a sea day, I think, and then we're in Tokyo, I believe. I'm not feeling too bad. My jaw's a little sore from having it open, and it will get this. There will be swelling, they said, tomorrow and the next day. That's why they gave me the plastic bag to put some ice in. You should be our tour guide, Kimmy. To have an emergency. Well, I broke my tooth in Beijing, so it wasn't an emergency, but I did need to get it taken care of because it was broken. They said I could do a root. There was an option. I could do a root canal, and then put a temporary crown on for only $3,200. And then I'd have to, when I got off the ship in September, I'd have to get a permanent crown on, which would cost another $1,000 or so. Or I could just get the tooth removed, and it's a back molar, and I don't really think I need it. So I just opted for the get rid of the tooth. So how amazing is the museum? It's so moving. So it was very moving. It was sad. It was just the pictures that they had from it of the aftermath and the destruction. It was kind of weird too, because they had like a replica of the atomic bomb hanging in there, and people were getting like pictures and selfies with it. And I'm like, that doesn't seem appropriate. I didn't film inside. It was just a silent, moving thing, and kind of reading what they had. And, I mean, it left us move. It left us shaken and upset, and that humans can do this to other humans. We're excited that we're going around Africa too. Bobby, are you in Ireland, Cove 21st? I think so. We've don't have anything planned other than there's an escape to the Jameson's distillery there at some point. I don't know if it's morning or afternoon. Thank you. Thailand. I would love to go to Thailand.
We don't get to go
We don't
there.
get to go to Thailand on this one. Not really missing home, missing our daughter and missing our and granddaughters and puppies.
Puppy. We only
Puppy.
have one puppy.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I mean, I wanted to go see it because I've read the book Hiroshima when I was in high school, and we watched Oppenheimer, and I wanted to see it, but it was still hard to go through there and see everything that happened. Um, Got to go to Independence Palace in Vietnam and Agent Orange Museum if you're going to go to Ho Chi Minh. Um, yeah, we don't know what we're doing yet in there. Where do we stop in South Africa? Well, we overnight in Cape Town, but we're also doing Port Elizabeth, where we've got an excursion to like an elephant place to see the Big Five. And then there's one other stop. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's a tender port there. Yeah, we're kind of weird. We're almost, we were 12 hours in China off from Florida time. Now we're 13. Florida is like changed the sign, so it's like almost 9 p.m. here. In Florida, it would be 8 a.m. Um, hey, how is everybody? So yeah, it's weird. It's like night and day, literally night and day. Um, we're trying to live our best life and enjoy the world cruise. Um, we have planned in the UK. We have a tour to do Stonehenge and the Salisbury Cathedral. And I think Beth Ann is coming down. We're going to try and meet up with Beth Ann. 9:57 in Queensland, Australia. Yeah, we're still close to Australia time, which is nice because when we talk to people in Australia, we're kind of on the same plan. What's our plan when the cruise is over? Well, we do have a cruise on another cruise line, Norwegian, in 2025, August 2025, to do the British Isles, like an 11 night, and we'll spend some time in England or UK afterwards. We get a free Pinnacle cruise. I don't. We do turn Pinnacle on this cruise. We turn in New York. We hit that status, so we get a free cruise that we'll take sometime after this. But we probably won't do a lot of cruising. We'll maybe spend some time traveling the U.S. and seeing some of the sights on land. Good morning from Albany, 7:57 a.m. Yeah, I read the book by Edward Rutherford called Sarum, which was all about that area. Um, and so I really wanted to go see the Salisbury Cathedral ever since. 4:57 a.m. in Arizona. My, you're an early riser. Um, yeah, hopefully we get a bright sunny day.
Somebody asked there's something we collect from each country or port, and yes, magnets.
Yeah, magnets. That's our kind of our
It's easy and it sticks on the wall in the cruise cabin.
yeah, because it's metal, and so we can just stick it on the wall, and then we can just put them all into a suitcase to send them home. So we've got nothing really. The only thing we've got planned other than tomorrow's um, visit to a garden is after Tokyo, we do Mount Fuji, whether we'll see it or not, but we've got an excursion to Mount Fuji. Hi. Hey, Angie. When do you get off to ports? Do you sway or have sea legs? Not so much, really.
Not anymore.
Not really.
Did once upon a time.
We used to. Home is USA at the moment, though. We're using this cruise. Hey, Renee. Saying hi, Tam.
Yes.
We're using this cruise to kind of figure out where we want to live. Kind of, what's our short list of places we want to live. Hello from Oregon. Hi. So trying to keep it cool. It's leaking. Don't hold it like that. Hi from Michigan. You're on your way home from parents who live in Salisbury. Grew up there. Oh, I'm looking forward to going to Salisbury. I really am. Um, but we don't have too many excursions planned this leg, other than tomorrow and Mount Fuji. We'll kind of play it by ear. I'm a little Tokyo kind of freaks me out a little bit. I know it's such a big place, and I don't know what we're doing there yet. But it's
Gashapon.
Tam does want to get some more guys. Big place, and I don't know what we're doing there yet. But it's
Gashapon.
Tam does want to get some more gashapons for Mark Sebastian. My jaw is still a little sore from where they pulled the tooth out, and they said to keep it chilled. Hi from Tassie. Hi. Well, of course, we would consider moving to Australia. Tam is Australian, by the way, after all, and I would love to live in Australia. Um, if we did, we probably would be Western Australia, just because we like the warm weather. Um, but the procedure went well. The dentist really, they're lovely. For such kind of small body, small package, they've got a lot of strength in their hands. They were like pressing down on my jaw and pulling with the thing. I could feel the tooth trying to give, and they were wiggling it, but they had to go in and drill out some areas with the bone because it was fused. And so watch out for Novacek in Salisbury. We had a Russian incident a few years ago. Okay, good to know. We'll keep an eye out for that. Um, but anyway, I wanted to kind of give you an update on that with all the dental stuff. They originally said, because I'm on Xaralto, they're like, "Oh, you can't." Because I went down yesterday, right, to get my tooth pulled, and they're like, "Oh, because you're on Xaralto, we need to have a blood test, and we can't do it now. We can do it 8:30 in the morning." So I had to get up early this morning to go down there at 8:30 to get blood work to see whether it was okay to pull my tooth. And the doctor who was on duty today is like, "We're not really sure why you're here. Xaralto's not like other blood thinners. You don't really need to do a blood test before you do an extraction. Just need to stop it, 24 to 48 hours ahead of time," which I did. Um, where is Tam from in Australia? Victoria.
Victoria.
All around Victoria, mostly.
Moved from Melbourne suburbs to Gippsland to central Victoria.
Yep. So yeah, but I did get it out today. It was probably about an hour and 15 minutes. I was down there. They shot me up with Novocaine, and then tried to get it out by just kind of getting in and manhandling the tooth. And when that didn't come, they had to get out and start drilling, and then try and manhandle it some more. Hey, from Portugal. A lot of people move to Portugal. We've heard good things about Portugal too. What's not to enjoy? We're on a world cruise. I mean, we are loving this cruise. Um, we're seeing sights. Oop, we had a data drop out. The cruise has been wonderful. The chance to see the world, literally. And now that we're going around Africa, I mean, it's truly a once in a lifetime thing. The how much did it cost thing is a difficult question because it's so unique to everybody's situation. You have to wonder, when did you book your cruise? What type of cabin did you get? Those kind of things. We booked it on like day one when they announced it, within the first hour of it being announced, which was like October of 2021. And we have an inside cabin, and we paid it off before January of 2023. So we got a 10% discount. And we live in Florida, so we didn't need business class airfare, so we got a discount on that. And so for us, it was about $56K per person, which includes gratuities, internet, ultimate drink package, 3 bags of laundry a week, And so, to me, it was just a good deal. We thought it was a really good deal for us. Do you have TikTok? You're on it. We're doing TikTok right now. We also
Where
have,
in West Gippsland is Kylie from?
what's that?
Where in West Gippsland is Kylie from?
Kylie, where are you from in West Gippsland? We also have YouTube, and we have Facebook, Tam and Bobby Adventures on Facebook, as well as Instagram. And so we
Facebook, we post photos from all of our travels.
yeah, and we keep it like a journal. Every night we have a little journal write up of what we did that day. Here's our pictures from the day. We do the same thing on Instagram, but you can only put like 10 pictures on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram limits you.
Then we do, a couple of TikTok videos a day. And hi from Manila, Victoria, Australia. Hi. And then we do YouTube twice a week. So our YouTubes come out Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern in the U.S. time, and Saturdays at noon Eastern time. And we're about a week behind. I have.
Okay, Kylie's in Warrigal. My dad lives in Tyres, just so she knows.
Tires, yep. Hey, Kat. Loving being on this journey with you and Tam. Looking forward to your videos every day. Well, thank you guys. We just did this as something to kind of start showing and documenting our journey. I'm glad we can take you all with us and show us what we're doing. Hey, Beth Ann. So I was given an update. I was given an update on my tooth. The tooth is out. I'm trying to keep the jaw cool to prevent inflammation, I guess. Wasn't the most pleasant experience, but it's out. And they had to do the surgical method. So I've got stitches in my jaw there where over the gums where they tried to close it back up. How many cruises have we done? So when we boarded this cruise in Miami, I think this was number 50. And if you count the world cruise as one, then it's 50. If you count all the legs, then we're at like, I don't know, 55 or something like that.
Some of those have been short cruises.
Some have been short cruises. Yeah, I'm glad the tooth is out finally. So I'm on soft food for the next couple of days. They said no alcohol. And I had cold chilled soup today and ice cream for dessert. They said I can have scrambled eggs in the morning, so I'll do that. And then I'm going to take it easy, even though we've got an excursion, but it's a light excursion. I think we're taking a ferry to the island, and then the ferry back, and we go to Japanese gardens where we just kind of wander around. Yeah, Tam said her dad is from Tyres. I'm from Morwell in Latrobe Valley.
Morwell.
Morwell?
Morwell.
Morwell.
We say Morwell. Not Morwell. Morwell.
Morwell. Morwell. Do we stay on the same ship the entire time? Yes, we do. And we stay in the same room because we have this room for the entire 9 months. So we unpacked in December, on the 10th of December, and 10th and 11th. Actually, it probably took us a couple of days to unpack everything. And then we don't have to worry about it till September 10th or a few days before. They're going to kick us out. Though we seem to think that, after 9 months, we probably have squatters' rights in this room. But thank you. I like this hair. This is one of my favorites. It's one of the human hair wigs.
So tell Nicole, I used to also live in Sale.
I think you're telling.
I went to school in Sale.
You have the mic, so they.
Okay.
So yeah.
Traralgon.
Fifi's from Traralgon.
Okay, I was born in Lilydale, grew up Marilyn Monroe Sale.
Thank you. Yeah, we Yep, Tam is, hiding off camera because that's where Tam likes to be. But they've got the mic, so you can hear Tam. We got the dual mics we bought in somewhere. Where is it? We got that. Hong Kong, maybe? Yeah, Hong Kong, I think.
Yeah, it was Hong Kong in Weird Mall.
Can you give you a price range for the cruise like this? Well, we probably got
Yes.
Yes.
The price range was
For the
the
ultimate world,
lowest price we paid.
I think we paid the lowest for the if you do the full ultimate world cruise, which is about 56K a person. You could pay up to a couple 100,000 a person.
No,
No,
up to 400,000.
up to 400,000 if you're in suites.
That's sweet.
Now you can, and some people did this. You can book the entire world cruise as 17 individual segments, and it'll be cheaper than that. But you don't get the drink package. You don't get the gratuities. You don't get the internet. You don't get the washing. There's so all the perks and stuff that were included in our fair price, you don't get. So if you want that kind of stuff, you'd have to add it in. Now, if you don't need it, then yeah, you can get by cheaper. There's some folks on this cruise that have done just that. Are the excursions included? So we have to pay. We don't have to pay for the 7 modern wonders of the world.
But we've lost Petra.
We've lost Petra, so
Hoping for a new one.
we're hoping to get a new one. And each segment they've got what they call an escape that's free. All the other ones we have to pay for. It's from Bougie Azamara Cruise. Bougie. A bougie Azamara Cruise. We've never done Azamara.
4-pound weight gain.
Actually, 4 pounds is not bad for.
I'm not weighing myself. I have no idea how much I've gained, but I've gained.
We Tam's got a theory that on a cruise ship, because of the buoyancy, weight doesn't really matter.
I've got a feeling I'm just not going to stress about it.
I mean, one of the things, like Tam's eating low sodium. Probably the problem is water weight, and they cook with a lot of salt on the cruise. But you can do things like ordering low sodium meals. And do you use your sail sign card, or does the staff have to memorize? Most of most of the staff.
All our good bartenders have our
Yeah.
memorized.
Most everyone has this memorized. We show up at latitudes, and they've got our orders known, and they're making it. Our bartenders, we walk into the vortex, and they're like, the usual. We're like, yep. Yep, Stonehenge. We're planning to go there when we're in Southampton. That's what we're Stonehenge and Salisbury Cathedral. Would you do a cruise this long again? If I could afford it.
If someone gave us the money, 2.5.
If we could afford it, then yes. But this cruise has pretty much used up all our savings. So this was our once in a lifetime world cruise exploration. I'm not homesick, I wouldn't say. We miss some people, miss pets.
Miss our daughter.
Miss our daughter, granddaughters, and dog.
And
puppy. Good morning, all. Hey. The Salisbury Cathedral's amazing. I'm looking forward to that. Ever since I read Sarum by Edward Rutherford, I've been looking forward to seeing the Salisbury Cathedral. It's a once in a lifetime thing to be able to see all these places. Even if it's changed over the time, and some of the places that were originally going, we're not going, and now we're going to other places. It's still an experience of a lifetime. We're seeing so much that we would never ever been able to see.
We're blessed.
Yeah. So yeah, we have there's a puppy at home named Bandit. He's part what do you call it? American Foxhound and a Rat Terrier.
He's got a little head and a big body.
Yeah. So I thought the Great Wall was amazing at night. They did send us at night because I think of the safety reasons to the more accessible part of the wall, and it was kind of Disneyfied. I mean, we were at the section of the Great Wall that had the Kentucky Fried Chicken, and it had a McDonald's and a Starbucks. So, and they had all these special things, which was nice that they did. But if you were looking for an authentic, here's the wall in its original state, that's not the part we went to. We went to one that's been kind of modernized and fixed up to look like it would have looked at the time. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was beautifully stunning at night. It's an adventure. That's what it is, and we got to be flexible. I'm not sick of the food. I can always find something to eat. I mean, I do for lunch. I get in this bad habit. I do this loop where I walk through all the food stands to see what they have unique of the day, and then I get to the end of it, and if I haven't found something that's like, ooh, I really want that, instead of going back and just picking something, I end up at what I call the kids menu, which is like hot dogs, chicken nuggets, and mac and cheese. And I'm like, no, I'll just get some of this stuff. So, um, which is bad for you. I get it's not the best thing to do, um, but no, I haven't grown tired of the food at all. Um, before, so I worked at NASA for 34 years. I was a civil servant and had put savings into what they call thrift savings plan, which is kind of like a 401k. And we use that money to travel the world and visit the world. So I still get a pension. So it's not like we're destitute. We're just using our savings. But I still get, because I worked for the government, I still have a government pension. Um, Home is currently the U.S. and Florida specifically. But did Tam hit you? No, Tam didn't hit me. I had a tooth pulled. I had to get it extracted. I broke a tooth in Beijing and have it pulled, and they said, um,
I don't believe you laughed at the dude Tam hit you.
"What is Tam would not hit me?"
No.
That's why I laughed. It's a ridiculous comment. It was like, of course Tam didn't hit me. Tam wouldn't hit me. Well, thank you. Um,
No.
no, the crew changes out. We've lost some real, a lot of our crew that we've really come to love as family have left recently. Actually, in Hong Kong, we lost a bunch. Our room steward, who she was amazing. A lot of the bartenders and Latitudes people have left. Um, how bad was the tooth pulling? It took an hour and 15 minutes. They worked on trying to get it out just by kind of getting in there and wiggling it, and breaking it, and getting it out. But I'm going to, Tim's going to laugh again when I say this, but the roots refused to the
roots.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the roots were fused to the bone in there, and so they had to go in and drill parts of the bone and jaw to get the tooth out. So it took a little bit. Um, yeah, we miss Christian and Chrissy. They were wonderful. We loved having them on there. Um,
and Joe.
Thank you.
Best friend Joe.
Best friend Joe and Pan Down Danny. It probably was about the same price as in the States. I don't have dental insurance at home, so most of the dental bills are things that just cost. So the roots, yeah. So why'd they have to drill? Because so the two roots that come down were fused together into the bone, and so they couldn't get the roots separated out, and so they had to go in and drill some of that to get that, broke it out. She managed to do it. They got them out complete. They were the roots were intact, and they got the tooth out. So it was a lower right molar, the back molar. Um, and I, of course, I've had the wisdom teeth on that side I've had removed years ago, and so is the next one in. And how many roots? How's that? Roots, 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 roots. We've been on for 122 nights. This is day 122. Um, right now, the pain, I mean, the Novocaine is just about worn off. The jaw is a little sore from having it open and having her pull on it and push on it trying to get the tooth out. I think but I've got acetaminophen I took when I got back to the room. I've got some gauze pads in case it starts bleeding or anything I can put in there. But for now, it's not bad. And also, I took what's the stuff you got me?
Arnica and hypercurnium.
Arnica and hypercurnium were like these little tablets you dissolve under your tongue. They're supposed to help with nerve pain, and
they're homeopathic.
They're homeopathic type things. What will I do to top this cruise? I don't know. All the cruises after this are going to be like, say you went on a 14-night, a 2-week cruise. You're like, that's just too short. How do you top a 9-month cruise? I don't know. Hey, will you get a tooth implant or I think I'm just going to leave it. I don't know that I need it. It's roots for much of the U.S. Maybe make some better life decisions. I don't know about that.
Better life decisions than a 9 month cruise. What better
Yeah,
life
what kind of better
decisions
life
are there
decision
than a
you?
9 month cruise?
So ibuprofen works better, but I can't take it because of my blood thinner that I'm on.
Yes, we met Christian Hall. We had dinner with him several times.
Yeah, we had Christian and Chrissy and Joe and Danny all at our dinner table with Joe and Audrey, Crew's mom and dad. So hey, from South Africa, we're gonna be there in April, May, month and a half. That'll be awesome. If it's Adidas, then yep, same cruise. Yeah, Adidas on our cruise. Thank you. Why did Christian cancel his comedy show? That's sad. Is he feeling okay?
Oh no, why
Yeah.
did he do that?
Favorite port so far? Moorea in French Polynesia. Most beautiful place we've been to. Now, Antarctica was beautiful too. It was stunningly beautiful, but it was very, very cold.
It also wasn't a port.
It wasn't a port. We just kind of sailed by that. You handled this whole tooth thing way better than most. I didn't have a lot of pain. I mean, I thought because I didn't have a lot of pain, I thought that was a tooth that maybe had a root canal because I had a cap on it. But when they did the X-ray, they said no, that tooth didn't have a root canal, but I think the nerves had pulled back um, the issues. So,
Oh, Christian's really sick.
oh,
That was Chrissy's fault. Chrissy got him sick.
was it Chrissy that got him sick?
Yeah.
You're welcome. Love sharing the content and having you all follow us. It's an amazing experience. Yeah, I hope Christian feels better too. That's sad. How did you handle the Drake passage? I thought it was fine.
I wanted it bigger.
Tam actually complained to the captain because he steered us away from the big waves, and they're like, I wanted to see the waves hit the top of the windows on deck 4. How is Tam's daughter doing at home? Yeah, we're in touch with. We talk and video chat with all the family both in Australia and back in Florida, and my
Night,
granddaughters.
Tom.
Night, night, Tom. So yeah, we periodically talk with them, try and catch up. Every week or two. It's kind of hard because the time changes to find times that work for all of us, especially when they're at work during the day and we're
Alyssa works overnight.
and Melissa works at night, but we're in her time zone, so she's sleeping when we're up, and so it just gets kind of hard. Um, nope, Tam's sister got off the same time as Alyssa did in Hong Kong. Have you ever taken an MSC cruise? Nope, we have not done that yet. Well, Australian Navy and wished for rough weather.
My
LOL.
little bro was in the Navy.
Yeah. 4 days. I mean, 3 and 4 day cruises used to be too short for us,
A
and
4 day cruise is good to start.
it's a good one to start with. A cruise, and one of us would be overboard. Possibly. There is some. I think some people that are starting to get annoyed with each other. Some couples.
Luckily, Bobby's very chill. So
Yeah, not me and Tam, but there are some other people that are. We think we can see stress cracks in some of their relationships. I think.
I don't think their relationships were good to start with.
Probably not. You'll see the wind in St. John's on Signal Hill. Okay. I love this color of my hair too. This is one of my favorite. We saw this. This was the first wig when we went to Hong Kong. I said, we looked at this one. I'm like, do you have this in my size? Because I have a really big head. Hi.
And she said it was a big one.
And she said it was a big one. So I tried it on. I'm like, ooh, it's really comfortable. It just the way it sits and it's so light on my head. I just love it.
And that was the day Chrissy had gotten off the ship.
Yeah. So in honor of
So it's a
Chrissy getting off
Chrissy
the
wig.
ship, this is my Chrissy. We named this one Chrissy. Have I been to Australia? Did I go to Alaska? Yeah, we've been on 2 cruises to Alaska, both of them on Radiance, southern bound from Seward to Vancouver.
Yes, Heather. The majority of people on board are nice.
The majority are. There's a number of them that are entitled and rude to the crew and rude to others, but majority of people are good.
Yes, we've had a couple of viruses go around. We have COVID to start, and we've now got a bronchitis.
Yeah, there's like a bronchitis or bronchial pneumonia or something going around. It's not good. I was leaving the dentist down there, and there was somebody who was down there that had a fever, and they were getting ready to give him a COVID test. So we'll see. It goes through the ship every now and then. if you get COVID and you do the right thing and let them know, you have to quarantine for 5 days, but you get free room service in your room. And the only bad part is you'll miss some of the ports that you're going in.
Yep, Janet, there will always be those few idiots.
There will always be.
And that's okay. Let them be.
I've watched your YouTube videos on Alaska. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we enjoyed Alaska. The first time we went, which before I started doing YouTube, was back in 2016, and we went like a week or two later, and it was a little warmer. This last time we went last year, it was chilly,
So I got to see the orcas.
but we got to see orcas and humpbacks, so we got to see the whales. Missed the wig live. What does that one look like? So this is a red one. It's and we'll probably do another. I'll try and do another go through the wigs. I just don't feel up to it
Do we
today.
have names for them all now?
We do have names for them all on, and I'll ask Randy if she recorded her live, if she can download it. I'm willing to put it on my YouTube or put it on somewhere if she can get to it, so you can see it. But we've got names for all of them. The black one with blue was Mary Margaret. The brown one was Jolene. The blonde one that was long blonde one was Roxy. And I don't remember the short one
Was Lynn.
Lynn.
I think.
Yeah. So you'd be surprised, actually. I think the dentist gets a fair amount, and you can get your teeth cleaned, if it's not an emergency.
And everybody's getting their teeth cleaned and stuff because they get it on their insurances.
Yeah. And so you can get your insurance. If you have dental insurance, you can get it refunded. And so a lot of people are scheduling, regular cleanings with the dentist on the 9-month cruise.
Okay, to get more wigs, we need to find somewhere with more wigs, and we need money.
or find someone that has like a wig company that does human hair wigs that would want to sponsor me. That would be cool.
Big head, buff head.
Big head wigs.
Buff head
wigs. I think this is my favorite. I think this one is my favorite. Though I like the brown one too, because the other human hair one is really comfortable. Thank you for following us. I do love the red hair. So I've got to catch up on YouTube. I did post. There's a video coming out Wednesday at 6 Eastern time. More from, that kind of was what we were thinking too.
That's what a room looks like a little.
Yeah, I mean,
like hotel room.
I know. I think I've got some wigs up here. Maybe you can see a couple of the wigs up there on the wall. Those are the original blonde ones I had, but the other ones are over on the other wall, so kind of hard to show.
There was a Lady Elliot Tina there. Does she work at Lady Elliot Island?
I don't know. We'd like to go to Lady Elliot Island.
I saw a person with a word name, Lady Elliot.
The one that matches, the brown one matches my eyebrows now. So, thank you all for following our adventures. We've had a good time. We've enjoyed it. Obviously, it's a world cruise. What could you not enjoy? Even though there are people that seem to find
miserable people be miserable.
Yep.
We just let them be miserable elsewhere. We don't need to be around them.
Oh, you're welcome. So, what else? Any other questions? Otherwise, I wanted to just kind of give you guys a heads up of.
It doesn't have to be tooth questions.
It doesn't have to be tooth questions. You can ask any questions.
Can answer any within reason.
Is Chrissy getting back on? I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think she is. She's kind of working.
She's thinking about meeting us in New York, I think, but because she wants to get on the helicopter with Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony was doing a take somebody on a helicopter ride. Miss Chrissy's now doing a podcast. She's got a trailer for her podcast.
She got up to number 11 for people.
Yeah.
Like following and stuff. If you want to follow.
Where are we off to tomorrow? Tomorrow we are in Kagoshima, which is the same. Looks like the same island in Japan, just a little farther south.
No, I don't edit my videos on board.
I do.
I don't edit anything. I don't edit my photos. I don't edit my videos. I take it as I see it and I put it up.
Or I use for TikTok. I just use the TikTok editor built in. Though you can only put 35 clips in, which is a limit. So I may have to, if I have something longer, I may do CapCut or something and do individual, a bunch together into a video, and then use TikTok to join the videos together. For YouTube, I use Final Cut Pro on my laptop. Both some of the calmest couples in TikTok. Oh, thank you. The cold pack is because I had a tooth pulled.
Someone asked if you're content.
I am
I'm content.
I'm very content.
I was a bit sad today in the museum, but
The museum was sad
was
to see what
not good.
humans do to other humans. Hopefully, no other human has to experience an atomic bomb.
I'm not content when I'm around animals and plants.
Yeah. Sky Wishes who sells wigs. Okay. Um, potty.
Clarify potty podcast.
Potty. Oh, podcast.
Chris is doing a podcast. She called it a potty.
A potty.
That's
He's doing a
very
yeah.
Australian.
Shame Mark is not meeting you in Japan. I know he would love it. We're getting some gashapons for him. Hopefully, we meet him in New York.
He wants us to get stuff in Madagascar too.
Yeah, also in Madagascar, we're going to buy some stuff for him. How many eggs Tam will have eaten? Well, that's a good question. You can kind of estimate it at 4 a day for,
say 250 of the
say,
days.
250 of the 274 days, probably.
So over 1,000 eggs.
So this was my tooth was the lower rear molar in the back, and I had a crown on it because I had a cavity and then a crown on it from many years ago, and I think there was a cavity or something formed under the crown and weakened the tooth, and when I was in China it broke off, and so we've prepaid the gratuities as part of our world cruise cost. It was factored into the cost of the cruise.
But we pay extra.
We do pay extra. We pay.
And chocolates.
Sometimes we'll give cash, and other times we'll give chocolates and candy and goodies and things for them.
We're not running out of space in our cabin because our souvenirs are all on the wall. We should just flip the camera around a little bit and show them the wall of magnets. It shows you all the souvenirs.
You can kind of see all the magnets up there. Those are all the magnets on the wall. So every place we go, we try and get a magnet.
Because then that will just go in the bag.
Thank you for the rose. So yeah, that makes souvenirs easy because we just stick them on the 83 dozen eggs. Somebody did the math.
What can I say? I like my eggs.
Yeah. Nagasaki was it was actually a nice little place, I thought.
I would like to do more of it.
Wish we could have done more. Unfortunately, I had a 5 o'clock dental appointment, so we couldn't stay out late, even though the ship's here till 9:30. All aboard should have just happened, though we haven't left yet. We should be leaving soon. Did we like Arley Beach? Yeah, Arley Beach was beautiful. Are you doing darker wigs? Well, I've got this red one, and I've got in Hong Kong. I picked up 3 wigs.
That was the only choice we had in Hong Kong.
It's like I used to, when I used to buy shoes, I'm like, what do you have in there in my size? And they're like, we have this one. We went to Hong Kong. It was like, what do you have for big heads? And they said, well, after looking, there was 3 of them they had, and so we bought them. So I've got this red one. I've got a brown one that are human hair wigs, and then we've got a black and blue one that kind of looks like gives Snow White vibes. That is a synthetic.
Oh. I have tried pickled eggs. I like pickled anything. I like everything pickled.
They don't normally have dentists on cruise ships, but because this is a 9-month world cruise, Royal actually has a dentist and a dental hygienist on here. And they're amazing.
I can answer the next one.
What's that?
That we've been together 10 years, been married for 7.
Yep. Well, thank you for
Yes, definitely noticed the difference in quality of eggs from around the world.
Yeah.
And weirdly, the beige ones that they've got right now have been the best eggs I've had. Their egg yolks are very, very tasty, and they peel really well.
Well, we don't have any plans, Kimmy, so Maybe we can organize something. Um, were they expensive wigs to do human hair? The human hair ones were a lot more expensive. They were definitely more expensive.
And we were stuck in a place where we didn't have much choice.
We didn't have much of a choice. I mean, we looked at this was the fourth or fifth wig place we tried to find in Hong Kong that had wigs, and we'd kind of looked in a few other places too.
But they were really free because we got a tax return we didn't expect.
Yeah, that was girl math, right? So we got an unexpected tax return, and we got money from TikTok, and the two of those equaled the wigs, and so the wigs were free. I'm excited to visit Cape Town. We have an excursion to see the big five game animals in Port Elizabeth.
We've got two.
And we have another one, I think, on the second day, Cape Town, like a safari and wine. Safari and wine. And we don't have anything planned in the third port, which I can't remember the name of. Hi.
There isn't long cruises like this all the time, and we don't have the money to do them.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to sponsor us and put us on long cruises, we'd be happy to do it. We would definitely let that happen.
We actually like inside cabins. They're very quiet, and
I'm a cave dweller.
You don't really need to. I mean, balconies are cool, but the wind whistles a lot of times through the balcony doors. They don't seal very well.
The sun comes through.
The sun comes through to wake you up. A lot of times,
neighbors sometimes scrape their chairs across it and make noise.
Yeah. What was the thing that allowed you to be your authentic self? Any advice?
You forgot how would you describe your relationship with Tam?
Oh, very good. I think we have a great relationship. Tam is my biggest supporter, and the reason I felt comfortable coming out, to be honest, between Tam and our daughter Jordan at home, gave me the comfort and to actually be myself and finally get the courage, even though somewhat sheepishly initially, to suggest that I would like to transition. So, do you book excursions at the start of booking or throughout the ship? So we booked some before we got on board, the things that we absolutely wanted to see. And a lot of times we just plan to kind of go with the flow and see what's there. A lot of times we like to get locals to take us around, and so we'll hire a taxi or something and have them take us around and see what sites are there. That way it's more local. The money goes to somebody that's in the community in there. Oh, thank you. I am absolutely happy as a woman. I am much happier in this self, my true self, than I was before. And I getting off in places like China, it was really cute because I'm traveling on my old passport, so my passport doesn't look like this. It looks like an old guy with short hair. It's in my old name, and so I hand my passport to the immigration people, and they look at it, and they look at me, and they look at the passport, and they look at me, and they start to question. I'm like, I'm trans, and then they like smile and go, "Oh, congratulations, thank you," and then like hand it. It was really, it had a big smile. It was really cute. Do you ever just not want to wear a wig? No, I mean, it's a little dysphoric.
Not to have you here.
It's a little dysphoric for me. I actually think I look like Walter White without the wig on. I mean, I can show you what I look like, but I'll take it off for a little bit. I mean, bald is beautiful from a female, but to me, it's a dysphoric thing. So I prefer to wear the wig because I feel more like my true self when in my mind, to me, this is what I should look like. And so, what time is it in your region? It is about 9:38. And we haven't left yet, so thank you. Wigs do give personality, so.
Someone asked if there was recommendations you can give to someone going on their first cruise. And I would say just enjoy every moment.
Yeah. I mean, if you're unsure, do a 3-day or 4-day one, just to see if you like it. And now the only thing I would give with that caveat is a lot of times, at least in the U.S., 3-day cruises are party cruises because they're over a weekend. They usually leave Friday and come back Monday morning. And it's if you like that thing, then that's awesome. But it may not be your cup of tea, and you may be on for 3 day and think this is full of party people.
But it's still good. You still get to know what cruising's about.
Yeah.
You still get to eat the food and drink the drinks and see if you can handle a small space and stuff.
I have a long wig. I have one that's come down to about here, probably. I usually wear it on formal nights. It's a blonde one. It's the one we named Roxy. Um, well, thank you. The tooth is out, so I'm occasionally putting ice on my jaw to kind of make sure swelling stays down. Oh, thank you. I mean, I don't. I mean, I don't, it is who I am. That's. I may grow my hair, natural hair, once we're off the world cruise. I'm hoping that once I'm on estrogen properly, given a time, that the hair may grow back. Right now, if I were to grow my hair, I would look like an old man. It'd be salt and pepper gray and male pattern baldness. I'm hoping if I'm on estrogen long enough, my hair would grow back. I don't know. That's kind of a dream. Oh, thank you for the rose. Um, and so if that's true, once I'm on estrogen, and I may try growing my hair and see if I can do that. Yeah, I had to pay. Well, what they do is they charge it to your room
We
account,
don't have dental insurance.
and we don't have dental insurance at home anyway. I have Blue Cross Blue Shield Federal because I used to work at NASA, but dental is an option, and we didn't really get the dental one because at the time the dentist I had used didn't really take insurance anyway. So,
and the cruise is not all LGBTQ plus AI plus.
no, there is a fairly good community on board,
We have a community,
but it's definitely not all LGBT. Um, oh, thank you. Um, did they offer insurance for the cruise? Yes, they did.
We have medical insurance for the cruise, but it's for evacuation and emergencies.
We have like emergency evacuation coverage kind of stuff. If something really serious and they needed to fly me to a hospital or something, that would be covered. But things like dental or things they can do on board, then no. And we didn't get like through Royal, you could have got it, but it would have been. I think for us it was like $20,000 a person for insurance, and we're like, yeah, that's a lot of money.
I think it wasn't per person. I think it was
might have been for the room.
For the cruise.
That may be true.
It was like 10% of the cruise.
So I am 61. Oh, thank you.
Got a little cough going.
I'm 61. I retired from NASA at 57. They offered an early out. What did I do for NASA? Early in my career, I worked the Space Shuttle main engine avionics system on the Space Shuttle program. Towards the end of my career, I worked SLS and Orion. I was the chief architect for the ground command control communications system on board that. I did the interface between the ground computers and the flight computers. I was system engineering integration manager. I was an operations manager. I did a bunch of things. Oh, thank you. This was I actually on board the spa. They have very limited colors on the spa on board.
Oh, that's sweet.
Oh, thank you.
Mid to late 40s.
Oh, that's nice. How many years did I work there? I worked at NASA, I'm going to say 34 years, but the first 5.5 years I was with a contractor, Lockheed. And then I was, I think, 28 and a half, 29 years with NASA. But because they offered an early out, I was able to retire as if I had the full 30 years, which is what a federal government retirement age is. Hey, from Melbourne, Australia. 7 years into early out for me. Oh, it's awesome. Don't regret it. I miss people. I still follow all the space activities and stuff like that. I'm still a space geek, space nerd. But I enjoyed my career at NASA. I really did. What did Tam do or does?
I'm unemployed.
Tam had a bunch of jobs in Australia, but problem with coming over when Tam did. Oh, look at the butterfly and flowers. Is I was ready to retire, and I worked for the federal government, and I had 8 weeks of vacation a year, and so we had all these cruise books, and so cruises booked. And when Tam moved to America and started looking for work, they're like, "Well, we can give you a week vacation, but we don't really have
7 days in a year.
7 days." I'm like, "We got 34 days of cruising booked. That's just not going to work for us." We live in the USA currently in Florida, which is not the best place. I've met lots of astronauts. When I worked on the space shuttle, we used to have to brief the crew 2 weeks before every launch on the status of our system. So we got to meet a lot of them. Um, I have a lot of friends that work for NASA. Me too.
How did we meet?
We actually met on a cruise out of
On
Sydney.
Voyager.
Voyage of the Seas. Early out means they offer it if they're looking to downsize numbers. So retirement within the federal government of the U.S. is 30 years of service, and then you get full retirement. And early out says you can leave with less than 30 years in and retire as if you had 30 years in. So you get all the benefits. You don't get a penalty for retiring early. So the Falcon's Landing are pretty cool. You hear the sonic booms when they come in. We've been together. We've met 10 years ago. We've been married 6 years.
7.
7. 7. Yeah, it's true. Coming up on. Yeah. Vacation time, rest time, mental health time. A lot of that stuff is bad. We actually met in person. A lot of people, like, because I lived in Florida and Tam lived in Australia, they're like, "Did you guys meet in line?" No, we met on deck 12 of Voyager of the Seas, coming into Fiji, getting sunrise pictures.
It's stupid o'clock.
Yeah, like 5:30 in the morning. Have I met Elon Musk? I haven't actually met Elon Musk. I
You
think
don't want to know my thoughts on Elon Musk.
so. Not a big fan. I think SpaceX has done some remarkable things. I don't think a lot of that was probably Elon's doing.
I think he's very good
I think
at
he
utilizing other people's ideas.
Yeah, he hires a lot of good people.
Yes, we would leave Florida.
Yeah, we probably will. We just got to figure out where we want to go and do that. Especially as a trans woman, Florida is not the best place.
Florida's not the best place for anyone with a brain.
Well, that's true too. We live in a very redneck, red state, red Republican.
We're not far from Melbourne, in Florida.
In Florida, yeah. We go down to Melbourne quite often, actually.
We actually don't mind Melbourne.
Yeah, Melbourne's actually really nice.
Better than where we live.
The demographics in Melbourne's a little better than Titusville.
And we have friends who live in Melbourne.
Hello from Palm Springs. That's just up the road. We live on northern Brevard County, so. Hey, live. Hold on, I got to do the puzzle piece thing.
Tammy, not Tammy. I'm Tam, and I did many jobs. I worked in retail. I was a swimming teacher. I worked in pharmaceutical packaging. I worked in a dairy and worked in a meat factory.
It looks like we've left because we're doing about 1.8 knots, so we're starting to sail away from Nagasaki. Can't feel it in here, but I can see it on the TV.
I have the mic near me. Can you not hear me? I put it on.
Oh, it's got to be. Yeah. Oh, you had it on the side of the bed. Yeah. That's not going to work. We all go back to work. No, I don't know. I thought about maybe going back as a consultant for a little bit to earn some money. We have Powerball tickets until June, so that's always an option, right?
One of our granddaughters lives near West Palm.
Yeah, works in West Palm actually.
Yeah, but lives in Boynton Beach.
Yeah. Can never get tired of cruising. Most Southern gay couple in Canada. Oh, that's cool. Congratulations. Do we ever want to change rooms? No, not really.
We like our room.
We like our room. So the only thing about our room, which we didn't know, so on this wall over here, there's a couple that we know that are very quiet.
Unless they've fallen over and headbutting the wall.
Yeah, one time the lady fell over and headbutted the wall. It was kind of loud, but the other side, on the other wall, is the pool room. Oh, thank you. Is the pool room. So whenever they drain or fill the pool, you hear rushing water, which is normally not a problem, but sometimes at 2:30 in the morning they like to drain the pool. And if I'm asleep, I don't hear it. But if we're still up or something, you'll, oh, thank you for the roses and thank you for all the gifts and stuff. I appreciate that. How did the kids and grandkids do you have?
How
So,
many
how many?
kids?
So, I have two granddaughters from a previous marriage, and um, Tam has um,
Two daughters
two
from this
daughters
marriage.
from a previous marriage, and we're all kind of, they're very similar age, even though one's my granddaughters, the other one's in our daughter at home. We're only a couple years apart, so they're all kind of, they're more like sisters than daughters. So, greetings from South Australia. Married 43 years.
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Italian and Polish. Well, that's cool. Well, thank you guys. Cruising ultimate vacation. We love cruising. We absolutely do. Um,
The first thing I actually really enjoyed about cruising is being a mum. You don't very often get to sit down and have a hot cup of tea or a hot dinner, and just being able to sit down and eat hot food and drink a hot drink was pretty bloody good.
do you miss living in Melbourne, Australia?
I miss Melbourne. I miss Australia. I don't miss the winter, which they're going into right now. So
Thank you all for the gifts. So my tooth is out. I'm kind of trying to keep it cool so it doesn't, for the, what do you call it? Not inflation,
inflammation.
inflammation. So it took about an hour and 15 minutes, but the tooth is out. They had to do surgical means. Hello. Um, it's very cold in the winter. It's like about the same temperatures in Florida, but a lot longer. We're in Florida, we have cold temperatures probably for a few days at a time, generally.
Maybe we have a week a year.
Week a year. Husband proposed after 2 weeks, married 1 year and after meeting. Wow. Congratulations.
Yes, return cruising definitely can ruin you.
Yeah.
You want to actually take your crew home with you and then let
It's like
them cook your omelets and do stuff.
when we get off the ship in September and go home, we're going to be like, oh crap, we have to do everything now. We have to go grocery shopping. We have to, you know, make stuff and clean stuff. And how long have I? So I lived in Florida most of my life. I grew up in Connecticut, but I moved to Florida to go to Florida Institute of Technology in Melbourne. So I've been there since '82.
And I've been there since 2017.
Yeah, we're living in
We
Florida.
refilled our prescriptions before we got on the ship. We got the special vacation override to get all the Bobby's prescriptions for 9 months.
Yep, I have 9 months prescriptions on board when I came on.
Yes, cruising is the best holiday for a mum, especially. Like when
Yeah.
you can actually, they have kids club on that on board. When your kids are younger, they can go in there and you can get hot food and hot drinks and sit down and de-stress.
We're in Connecticut. So I was born in a little place called Gales Ferry. It's near Groton, New London, Mystic area, southeastern Connecticut. Do they have microwaves you can kind of heat up food?
No,
no microwaves.
we have a kettle in our room on this cruise, but
I'm okay. The tooth is out. Novocaine, I think, is pretty much
Leah.
worn off.
Hey, Leah.
Hey, Leah. So I'm trying to keep it chilled a little bit, but the tooth is out. They had to do surgical methods to get it out, so I've got stitches. I got to go back
Oh
in a week.
God, it's snowing in Threadbow already. It's only April. What's going on?
But the tooth is out, so that's good. Yeah, we just. Do you know Gales Ferry? Really? That's such a place that not many people know where Gales Ferry is. Unless you're in the Navy, actually, because there's a Navy base right near there. So some people are working on the cruise. There are a lot of retired people, but there are people that are teleworking or working remotely on the cruise. But yeah,
Living on a cruise full time would be cool, but we have a puppy.
yeah. I mean, if we won Powerball, that would be nice. But early season, it's just freezing. Yeah, we don't want to live where it's cold. So it's on our the list we're building of places we'd want to live. One of the requirements is it can't snow there. So, other than Australia,
I don't do snow.
Dr. Jenny is working, yeah, and a few others are working.
Angie.
Angie's working. Um, cruise line are you living on currently? Royal Caribbean's Serenade of the Seas, which is doing the Ultimate World Cruise. Um, it's so cold. Winter is coming to Australia. Yeah. It was chilly. It was warm today. It kind of warmed up a little bit. It wasn't too bad today, but it had been chilly.
It's been chilly here.
Yeah. But I think once we get back to when we get to Vietnam, it should be hot again. So I'm going my 10th cruise in September. Oh, that's cool.
I don't think they do bingo. The bingo's only on sea days, I think.
What's that?
Someone asked they do bingo every day. I think it's only sea
No,
days.
not every day. It's kind of on this cruise. I think it's only like a couple times on sea days, but only a few times a leg.
And that necklace is from New Zealand.
Yeah, and I've got matching earrings on it
that were from the ship.
That were from the ship, actually. That Tam found and bought, so that's cool. Cruise Dad is doing people taxes too. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He's doing people's taxes. I just had to do taxes for our daughter. It's getting close. Almost time to. We filed our taxes, and then I was kind of putzing around waiting because, but I finally got them done. So, anyone hit it big in the casino?
It's nearly 10 p.m.
Yeah, we're probably going to call it quit soon. So Tam hit it. I don't know if you call it big, but we get like $8 of free money each leg that we can spend in the slot machines. And 2 cruises ago, I think Tam turned the $8 into $104.
$104.60. Thank you.
Which was our biggest winning yet. So, but we only spend our free money. We don't go down there.
Our daughter is in our house. She's the one that's looking after our puppy, her cat, and supposedly my plants, but my house plants will probably be dead by the time I get home.
Yeah. So anyway, it's getting.
She's got a black thumb.
We've got a shore excursion tomorrow to take a ferry to an island and then come back and go to Japanese gardens, and we've got to be in the theater at 10:30. So I think we're going to call it quits here tonight. And like I said, I wanted to at least keep you guys updated on my tooth and how that went.
We can do a live at another time if people have more questions.
Yeah, if you have more questions, we'll do another live. And
not right now.
More than happy to do that. So I hope you all have a great evening, morning, afternoon, middle of the night, whatever time zone you're on.
Night, everyone.
Night, everyone. We'll talk to you all later. Thank you for joining. Bye. Hit this button and that button and then